Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Is It Worth It, a series where I share my review and opinion for different video games that I have experienced. Today's video is all about Spyro the Reignited Trilogy. Spyro Reignited Trilogy was released late 2018 for PlayStation 4 and the Xbox consoles, and late 2019 for Windows and Switch. It was developed by Toys for Bob and published by Activision. The Reignited Trilogy is a faithful remaster of the original trilogy developed by Insomniac Games, the people behind Spider-Man Ps4, back for the PlayStation 1, which was released every year from 1998 to 2000. It is at this point that I would like to specify that I never played the original while I was a kid, so I will not pretend like the game holds any nostalgic value for me. I did experience one of them, however, courtesy of a friend, but this is as far as it goes. Since this is a trilogy, I will be reviewing each game title individually as its own game, and then summarize it as a whole bundle, which is after all what you get. Before we do that though, let's get the basics out. Spyro Reignited Trilogy is a 3D platformer. The basic idea is you go through levels and killing enemies by dashing onto them with your horns, or burning them with your fire breath. In the second and third game, Spyro can also jump and drop with an attack. You can avoid being hit by jumping over enemy attacks, move off their way, or dodge roll. There are two ways to die. The first one is falling off the platform where you cannot land in a playable area, and the second one is Spyro dying from too many hits. On a row, Spyro can take 4 hits before dying, otherwise you determine the hits you can tank based on sparks. If sparks color is yellow, it means you are full of health. If it's blue, then you can take 3 hits, green means you can take 2, and when sparks leaves, it means that when you're hit, you will die. There are plenty of passive mobs throughout the levels that you'll have to kill in order to restore Spark's health. These mobs are in form of frogs, bugs, rats, sheep, and others. Fun fact, the color of your controller while playing on a PS4 will change based on your HP. And when sparks leave, your controller will start flashing red, which is a very nice small detail. The first game of the trilogy is Spyro the Dragon, that introduces you to the duo of the series, Spyro, the cocky purple dragon you control throughout the trilogy, and his sidekick, Sparks, the dragonfly that represents his life and helps him collect gems. For the story of the game, we follow an interview based in the world of dragons. In that interview, the dragons make fun of Gnorc, a creature half orc, half gnome that was defeated in the past. Little did they know that while exiled, Gnorc is following the interview and gets offended by it, so he casts a spell that crystallizes all of the dragons but Spyro. This is where the game begins, and you as Spyro visit all the dragon homeworlds to release every single dragon captured and crystallize and defeat Gnorc. Every dragon released is giving you an advice on how to use specific skills. Others ask you to capture the thieves that stole some dragon eggs, and others some dialogue about you need to stop Gnorc. In order to achieve all of that, you need to travel through 6 realms, aka dragon homeworlds, and play through 35 different levels. While playing, you will need to save a total of 80 crystallized dragons and get back 12 eggs from the egg thieves. Each homeworld has their own boss level, which is normally the last accessible gate in the realm, and before reaching the end of it, you'll face a creature with a unique design. Personally, I didn't realize that they were actual bosses, but for a game based on a 1998 one, I guess they'll do. They are not hard, but they are cleverly designed and fun to go against. The battle with Gnorc is its own level though. Unlike the other 5, where it's a full level with an enemy at the end, Gnorc is the only one there. You basically chase him through the level, trying to burn him. Upon completion, you go back to the interview and everybody thanks Spyro for being the hero that he was. Spyro 1 is a simple and fun game. The levels are well designed with an interesting platforming, and the mobs within the levels are beautiful and carry a calm cartoonish beauty with them. The second game of the series, which is a personal favorite, is Spyro Ripto's Rage. Unlike the last game, in this one, Spyro wanted to go for vacation, but is accidentally summoned in the land of Avalar, which has fallen under Ripto's control. Ripto is a small sorcerer who is accompanied by 2 dinosaurs, Crush and Gulp. The group that summons Spyro requests for his help, and Spyro agrees on helping them. To reach Ripto, you travel through 4 realms and play through 25 levels. One of the realms is basically a bonus level that you unlock if you fully complete the other 3. Each world you visit unlocks a talisman that is used to unlock other worlds, and inside the dungeons there are mini side quests which upon success reward you with orbs. You need to gather a total of 40 orbs to enter the final battle. I love Ripto Rage because every level has its own cutscene upon entering the world and another cutscene when defeating it. Each scene shows enemies terrorizing the dungeon's people and then the people getting their revenge upon success. Doing that adds a comic relief, and not gonna lie, there are plenty of hilarious ones. There are also different portals that grant Spyro a unique skill that he needs to use in order to get the job done. This revolves around giving him a stronger version of Fire Breath, free flying, or use super headcharge that breaks through walls. Last but not least, Spyro 2 has 3 boss battles, one for each realm. The first one is against Crush. Crush kills are 2 types of projectiles that you need to avoid while approaching him in order to strike him with your Fire Breath. He will then start smashing his bat, and this will cause the ceiling to drop upon you and him. You need to hit him a total of 7 times. The second battle, and in my opinion the hardest of the trilogy, is against Gulp. In this battle you'll need to avoid different series of attacks while you are trying to use items to damage him. These items appear in the arena by flying dragons, and they're in the forms of bombs, rockets, barrels, and mobs to kill to get your HP back. Your fire and charge are useless against him. Gulp can also use those items in order to destroy them or destroy you. He can melee you or simply throw projectiles that also include splash damage. Gulp has a total of 10 hearts for you to damage him. Last but not least, Ripto. Ripto's boss battle has 3 different phases. In the first one, you are both trying to collect power orbs in order to attack each other. These orbs are based on the attacks that you use throughout the game. That means a stronger fire, super headbutt, and splash fire. Once Ripto's health bar drops, his second phase starts where he rides a mechanic dinosaur. The concept is still the same though. Get first to 3 orbs and unleash your damage to them. For the last phase, it's an aerial battle where you'll get no healing items to help you, and you need to attack Ripto with your Fire Breath. When Ripto's life drops to 0, that means he is defeated, and you get to the cutscene where you finally go on your vacation. You can also collect 8,000 gems and 55 orbs in total in order to enter the last realm with the 4 minigames that have a circlish theme. Last but not least, Spyro Year of the Dragon. Personally my least favorite. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. It combined elements of both the previous games, but I feel like it failed to be better than Ripto's Rage. The game story is about the sorcerers who stole the Dragon Eggs from the Dragon Realm during the Year of the Dragon celebration, an event that takes place every 12 years, based on the Chinese zodiac. She then spreads the eggs in 4 different realms. According to her, dragons is what allowed her to use her magic, and dragon wings can grant her immortality by crafting a spell. As you can guess, you visit all the 4 realms and play a total of 28 stages, 4 of them being boss battles. The goal of each realm and stage is to collect all the eggs spread around. The new element in the gameplay is the introduction of more playable characters than just Spyro. Each of them are playable in their own stages or in between others. For example, while playing as Spyro, you will come across a sign with the hero's face on it. That means you need that hero in order to enter it and get the eggs from inside there. These heroes are Shayla the Kangaroo, Sergeant James Bird the Penguin, Bentley the Yeti, and Agent 9 the monkey with the ray gun. You can also play as Sparks, and in a total of 4 stages. Most of the cutscenes in game are about the sorcerer's plan, and they take place once you achieve a specific task, finish a specific level, leaving entering a new realm, getting a specific amount of eggs, or when you unlock a new hero. There are little to none cutscenes when entering and leaving the worlds that make a beauty in Ripto's Rage. As for the boss battles, they fail to be as memorable as Ripto's or are hard as Gulp's. For the frog boss battle, all you need to do is headbutt him into lava. For the gargoyle, you use your normal fire breath. For the night bat, you use the items that the Yeti throws at you, which are automatically locked onto the enemy. And for the sorceress, all you need to do is use the vehicles and shoot at her. Some optional bosses that appear in stages in order to unlock more eggs are more memorable. As I've mentioned, they added plenty of elements that separate itself from the past titles, but it failed to be as exciting as Ripto's Rage, and it felt as simple as the first one. The new heroes are not as interesting, so yeah. The best part of the game though is that you finally get to chase and burn Mr. Moneybags and collect all the gems that he was taking for you throughout the game. That was fun. Overall, Spyro Reignited Trilogy is a fun and interesting 3D platformer. As I've mentioned, people who experienced it as children love it since it's a faithful remaster to the original games. The worlds look fantastic and the gameplay is very simple and inviting to play, yet punishing if you are rushing. Most of the character designs flash out and look very polished. The music and the voice acting is very good and it adds personality to the mobs, the heroes, the villains and the world. The game as a whole can last up to a satisfying amount of time. To give you an example, in Ripto's Rage, I clocked a total of 10 hours and I'm 93% done. I'm still missing a few orbs and gems. However, I did believe that it's a game that you will probably want to play again and again, or visit at least some levels. It's a 3-in-1 deal and it's not expensive. I would highly recommend playing it and experience it for yourselves. I would also like to point out that the story is simple to follow and make the game easy to play when you are tired and can't be bothered to play a game with heavy lore. I hope you guys found this video interesting. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. If you like this type of videos, you can check out my game review playlist where I already talked about Final Fantasy VII Remake, Sonic Forces and others. Do leave a comment below telling me if you ever played Spyro, if you did, which one of the trilogy is your favorite, and if you didn't play the game, tell me why, what is preventing you. Till then, take care and I'll see you all in the next one. See ya!